This comes to us from Madame Savvy, and she has combined a massive thread of just unhinged lunatic lefties that are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk and dancing on his grave, not even 24 full hours after he's been assassinated. And those are some insane words to even put together, but so we find ourselves in 2025. She says, "This has both of my threads in one long scroll. You have to click into the first thread, but it is there. I will continue to add to this one as I find more and sift through. This is for pinning purposes and to keep things neater. I will still update this one some more." And we have too many people to even keep track of here. This goes nuts. This one says, "Second thread of industry-related vile behavior celebrating the death of a man who promoted debate, not violence. This one will be better organized. Starting Epic Games, Trust and Safety, Bungie, Sound Effects, MTG Arena, Producer. Lots of people reposted Zoe Quinn. Silence may speak volumes, but when specifically you choose to break it, also says a whole fucking lot. Anyone willing to act as an ICE agent or assist them in their endeavors deserves no place in polite society and should be openly named, exposed, and vilified. Trust and Safety for Epic Games." That doesn't sound like a fucking trustworthy and safe person. That's crazy. This SFX for Bungie. "What do I do next? I'll use my moment in the spotlight to say free Palestine and protect the dolls." This Mike Drucker here, which I talked about in a previous video, Danny Carr, all these people, they, them, she, her, this, that, these people, broken. Fortnite, Rebellion. It's run so deep, you can't even fucking do anything. If you fired every single one of these people, it would probably cripple a lot of these companies. To which I say, let's fucking go. This is the one that's getting retweeted a lot, the Zoe Quinn one. "I don't know, man. If I just lost my kid to a school shooting and the news cycle was dominated by people loudly mourning the loss of a guy whose life work was radicalizing people, largely children, into thinking that it's a cool and normal thing to do while contributing nothing else, I'd probably go insane. Well, Zoe Quinn, I got some news for you. You're already fucking there." Andrew Stanley, "It's really simple. He purposely agitated, called for the deaths of people I love, pushed the agenda of a fascist regime. He was a fucking Nazi, and no, I won't feel bad about it. No sympathy for a fascist bigot." This is, of course, BAFTA. Here we go. Fucking BAFTA. JC Lau, she, they. "I hope you like ferrets." God, these people are so fucking weird. "If you're not in the US or permanently online, it's definitely really weird to see the president of the United States demand that flags fly at half-mast for some rando guy you don't know who effectively amounts to a noisy internet influencer." Justin Doan, technical experience designer on Apex Legends, retweeted by them. "Hey, a fun thing to do today is support some awesome creative trans and non-binary creators. MSNBC commentators saying that most political violence has historically come from the left just once again shows how we suffer from failing to learn history. Lynching, pogroms, race riots, the political violence that ended Reconstruction and against the civil rights movement. Come on." Zoe Quinn. Man, Zoe Quinn was on a good one yesterday and today. "It's going to be so weird watching the establishment Dems be performatively sadder about this than they were about the colleague and her husband and dog who got shot and killed." It really lets you know the mentality of who we're dealing with at these companies. And they're companies that I would not want to financially support as a customer. So if enough people feel that same way, maybe it is enough for them to lose their jobs. I don't know. I can only speak for myself. Maha Orberg, senior artist, looking. "Tomorrow's my birthday, and I might as well tell you now, I'm planning on escaping to my home country, escaping the US, and avoiding the incoming potential conflict. I'm bringing a portion of my polycule with me and my cats." Reposting this for no reason with this dude about to shoot this guy. "So was it worth it, Charlie? Wait, oops. Keep in mind, he spent his entire adult life getting very wealthy off of advocate. So it's always about money with the communists, isn't it? It's always about money. Sometimes they let it slip, but they're all always thinking this. He got rich saying you don't deserve to live with health, freedom, rights, or safety. And then retweeted this dude shooting his finger guns. And Brian Bucklew. I mean, if I go through each one of these, we're going to be here all night. Dominic Terrison just saying those Etsy witches should bump up their rates a little. Retweets, we paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. That's a PC gamer writer. Dominic Terrison. Rami, relevant. Charlie Kirk says gun deaths, unfortunately, worth it to keep Second Amendment. Political violence is a term that exists to suggest a moral distinction between violence against politicians and violence by politicians. So that one can be, I like how they try to talk like they're smarter than everyone else. Oh, God, it's obnoxious. Liking posts, but none of own. Wings Advisor. Oh, Wings Advisor, of course. There we go. Silly Rookie reposting. You can honor Kirk's memory by doing the thing he'd hate and donating to an organization that wants to help low-income trans adults receive gender-affirming care. It's a comic artist. These people. If I was recruiting in the game industry still, I'd be like, we need to deep dive every single fucking person to make sure they're not a lunatic. A big DBZ content creator is the one with the beard. One with the beard here. With all that being said, motherfuck Charlie Kirk and everything he stood for. Alana Pierce, which I covered previously. GDC award-winning game writer and narrative designer for Life is Strange. Oh, this is a shocker. Oh, God. DC canceled Gretchen's comic series because she made a vaguely mean tweet about Charlie Kirk. Are you fucking kidding me? A vaguely mean tweet? Well, that's certainly burying the lead of how terrible that was, what she said. They're scared the far right will do to them if they do them in if they don't make an example of her. It's common or garden appeasement toward people who would line them up against the wall regardless. Christopher Means, he's got the look. Senior narrative designer and head necromancer at Studio Dry Rock. Fingers crossed, trying to find out if he was dead or not. My God. That is crazy. Ash Parrish, who many of these people are already listed on Kotaku Detected on SmashJT.com for just horrific things that they've done over the years. Zach Zuizian, he's another one. This is Ash Parrish. Live by the something. And Ash Parrish retweeting. Charlie Kirk spent his life's work and all his energy and time targeting out groups while arguing for a world in which gun massacres would be easy to enact, plentiful and inevitable. And he became famous and wealthy doing it. And we're not supposed to mention that because it's not polite. I'm telling you, these people, Marxism has rotted their brains. This is the Zach Zuizian guy who is crazy, in my humble opinion, sharing this interesting story for no reason. Here we go. Trying to be funny about it. Trick Weeks, lead writer for Dragon Age The Veilguard. I like how he left off The Veilguard. He just said Dragon Age. Retweeted. Once again, I think it's better than even odds that the person who popped him was on the right. They need to deal with their violence problem, both state-sanctioned and state-incited. My hands are fucking clean. These people are insane. It's like anytime that a trans person does something awful, it's like doesn't exist to them because they're marginalized, so it can't count. It's fucking weird how their brain works. It's Ash Parrish. A lot of people retweeting that Jezebel article. The gift of prophecy meme, but instead of a dodgeball, it's ballistic missile. Ash Parrish continuing to retweet Zoe Quinn. All these people retweeting Zoe Quinn, by the way, which for those of you not familiar with the original Gamergate, she's basically at the epicenter of kicking that entire thing off. Zoe Quinn retweeting this. I'm really having trouble processing the relative silence from Barack Obama about a colleague who he'd hosted at the White House, the Minnesota State House Speaker, being assassinated, but rushing to get out a weepy statement about Charlie fucking Kirk. And Gavin Newsom saying something about it, and they're all pissed at Gavin Newsom for saying something about it. It's like it's a cult that like you can't break away from us. If you do, we will call you out. The infighting, it's crazy. Zoe Quinn going nuts. Zoe Quinn going nuts. Founder, owner, Iron Circus Comics. Iron Spike. Got the septum piercing. There's no common ground to be sought with fascists. Nothing in history suggests that this strategy has worked. I'm asking people to please be serious and reject all people who say that are seeking such common ground. Hetty Bell, I make queer erotic romance books and games. Senior writer at Sad Panda Studios. Bye. God, that is one hell of a headline there. Retweets, y'all, even the fucking literal Weimer liberals weren't mourning Horst Wessel. This is pathetic. I'd be here all night reading these. Editor, writer, host for hire. All these people looking for jobs too, by the way. You notice that? Formerly IGN. They're going to cook up whatever narrative they want, but my gentle recommendation would be to not give them public ammunition to screenshot and slap all over the news. Go to your group chats, babes. I love how they always do this. Like, don't get found out that you're fucking crazy. Make sure you find crazy people and just DM each other with it. Keep it private. Do not let it get out. Keep your crazy secret. It goes on and on and on. I mean, holy crap. Shout out to Madam Savvy for putting all this together. It goes way beyond. This is Legacy Killer, which I covered in another video. People at Sucker Punch, Bungie, more Sucker Punch, more Bungie. This one, Pirate Nation. Gaming journals are absolutely disgusting. Jeff Grubb retweeting the hard times. Anti-vaxxer finally gets shot. That is some really poor form, weak ass attempt at dark humor on literally the day that he was shot. Now, it's my understanding that the Hard Times has deleted this article since then, but doesn't change the fact that they created it trying to be funny, and Jeff Grubb retweeted it. In my humble opinion, Jeff Grubb is an absolute piece of shit stain on the game industry and needs to be completely laughed out of it. And I'm really glad that it's finally coming to light that people are starting to see who he actually is. We even had Phantom Pulse call it out, saying video game insider and YouTuber Jeff Grubb mocks the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Blue Sky has been cracking down on hateful posts about Charlie Kirk, and wokies are mad they can't celebrate his death. This thread complaining about it was reposted by Kate Swinar, the head of English localization at Square Enix. Blue Sky Moderation is suspending people for posting Kirk's own words, which tells you everything you need to know. Reposted by Kate, and then Kate here. I mean, I don't know. I do think we should be planning a mass exodus of this site. Earlier on, you could kind of give the benefit of the doubt in some cases due to moderation being inherently challenging, but they've made it pretty clear they're intentionally aligning with the boot at this point. No, you fucktard. They're aligning with not being crazy and inciting more violence. This by itself should tell you all you need to know about how these people align with being violent. And they're really mad that they're on a site that's not letting them be fucking violent. Think about that for a second. If anyone has a cool Mastodon instance or something, let me know. Ultimately, I knew before even migrating here that the real answer is we're all going to have to break off and start our own communities. But obviously, that's not a significant amount of work. So yeah, a localizer for Square Enix. I'm telling you guys, it goes on and on and on. I could be here doing this for another half hour and still not even come close to getting half of it. The greater point being, when the whole Charlie Kirk situation went down, I fully presumed we would have one-offs, maybe a handful of people, maybe 4 or 5, just complete moron, brain-dented people that are kind of like when the Trump got shot at. We had the Alyssa Mercantes of the world that were posting the stormtrooper memes and stuff like that, trying to make jokes of missing him. And I thought it would be one of those situations. But the fact that Charlie Kirk was killed and how they take that as such a win to push it to such an extreme where there's so many people cycling, recycling, retweeting, posting, saying abhorrent things brazenly. It shows me that we have a long way to go in this country, specifically to clean this fucking rot out. These people are letting us know who they are. Believe them. I'm going to leave that one there, though.